This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now, you're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Okay.
Welcome to the Dining at Disney podcast. I am Kristen, Disney park enthusiast, foodie, travel expert, and mommy of 2 insanely crazy toddlers.
Hi, everybody. I'm Park Hopper Sid. I am one of Kristen's friends. I am also a foodie, a travel enthusiast, mommy to 3 lovely puppies, and so excited to be here to talk about some amazing new spring foods coming to the Disney area.
If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. As Sid mentioned, we are talking about new spring menu items, and that's going to be over at Ravello. So last night, Sid got a nice sneak peek and taste of all these delicious things. So that's all we're going to talk about today. We're going to go like straight right into food. So
we got a menu, y'all.
So she got to try a lot of amazing dishes. It's always nice when Ravello or Four Seasons, anybody over there invites us to get to be part of their media preview of their new menus or, something special they're doing. If you haven't been to Ravello, it is an upscale Italian restaurant located in Four Seasons, Orlando. And if you are a longtime listener, you have heard me rave on and on about the world's best limoncello comes from Ravello, and it is Chef Fabrizio's own homemade concoction, I should say.
He actually, pulled back the curtain a little bit last night. He showed us his limoncello starter. Starts them in these big jugs, big plastic jugs, and it's all the lemon peels and some Everclear. He shared that secret with us. So my favorite part was it just sort of separated those of us that may have drank in college and those of the room that didn't, as we were turning to our brand new friends and explaining what Everclear was. So
really?
Yes. You feel like you're on the former category, don't you?
Oh my gosh. No, I know. I mean,
because you know what it is.
Yeah. I just can't imagine somebody not knowing what Everclear is.
Well, it is the Four Seasons. One thing that was absolutely lovely about last night is a lot of the media openings, and you've been to these, where they just kind of open the doors and the first 100 people that get there sort of thing. It was an intimate table. There were about 22 of us, all down in their the private meeting room right across from the registration desk and from that homemade pasta bar. So it really it was lovely. We got to make new friends, try amazing food. And we also got to meet the brand new general manager, the resort manager of the hotel, Adrian Harrell. So he was there. He actually sat at one end of the table, ate with us, greeted everyone as we came in. He was just so sweet. And he's been there about 6 weeks. So it was really a treat for him.
Yeah, you're not kidding when you say brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's awesome, though.
And of course, Chef Fabrizio, his entire team, Edward, everyone was just there taking care of everyone. And it was just always, you feel, doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what you're dressed like, you feel like royalty when you were at Ravello.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you start off with a cocktail. So tell us a little bit about this, because pretty much when you walk in, it's like, here's your drink.
They were actually fresh making them for us right there. This is one of their signature cocktails. It is called the Ciao, and it is it's aviation gin and Chef Fabrizio's limoncello. some smoked rosemary, a few other ingredients, and it was just light and fresh. And I am a huge gin fan. And then you start adding limoncello, and this was the perfect spring cocktail. And it was such a nice way to be greeted at the door.
And that's what I am drinking tonight, a gin cocktail, but I'm drinking the aviation.
This was actually made with aviation gin.
Very nice.
That is their gin of choice there. So it was wonderful. So, we came in, had our cocktail, we were welcomed, got to talk to chef a little bit, walk around the restaurant. They have a beautiful limoncello display now, so which you saw in that picture. And then they let us all into the private dining room, and they had all of the food laid out so we could take pictures and just see what the menu was going to be. Sat down and they started bringing out food. And
they waste no time at Four Seasons when it comes to like just getting something to you all the time. Like from day one, I remember when the resort not long after they first opened, I had been down there for a food blogger conference.
Mhm.
And one of the events, the reception night, was taking place there. And just constantly there was food and drink, and it's amazing. It's the best.
And they're going to continue to take care of you without making you feel rushed. So that was really, it's just a beautiful balance they have. And one amazing thing about the food, everything has layers of flavor. Not everything is here, we're going to cook it, now we're going to season it, and we're going to dump it on a plate. It is seasoned as they go. It is cooked at, low and slow, just like your nonna would do. And so it really, for them to put this together must have taken so much time, and we were so appreciative and hungry. We were hungry. It was so good. So, do you want to go through the menu?
Hungry, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, one of my favorite things is burrata, and I know that was one of the things that you got to enjoy.
Absolutely. So they did start it with, so here are your starters, and they brought everything out family style. So this is and for anyone listening, I am not Italian. I'm from Ohio. My accent will stink, so bear with me. So this is the burrata asparagi e pomodoro. So it's their homemade burrata, a beautiful salad of heirloom and cherry tomatoes, asparagus, basil, and then this wonderful creamy homemade asparagus dressing. Really, it was just light and bright, perfect starter for a spring menu.
It looks amazing.
Oh, it was so good. And it's not.
My kids would love that. They love tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
They love cheese. In any kind of creamy sauce, they don't care what it is. It's creamy, they're going to love it.
It was almost like a creamy vinaigrette. So it was creamy without being heavy.
It makes me very hungry.
Well, the next one I think may have been my favorite of the second favorite of the appetizers. Okay. And that was the calamari al sato con melanzane. Again, please don't hold pronunciations. I'm going to think. Sauteed calamari, eggplant, a little bit of mint, some Italian olives, a little bit of celery, just, nice and fresh. Very good, very creamy, a little bit more on the rich side, but so good. And I think poor Kristen, I sent her about 136 pictures of food. So she is skipping through them going, which one do I like the best?
I'm looking to try to find that one.
So what has been on there?
Found it.
There you go.
There we go.
There was also a set of pictures that you could tell we were at the table. And so those were the ones they served to us. So, and this is from the display. So that is the calamari sitting on the bed of eggplant with olives, celery, a little bit of mint sprinkled in there. Of course, some amazing extra virgin olive oil. Again, a little bit heavier, but still light. You have to love it when they can cook the calamari so that it's still tender, because it so quickly can turn, turn to rubber
Rubbery.
bands.
Yeah.
And one very nice thing that they did this year is there's a lot more fish than some of us have seen on the menus. And really, Italian cooking has so much fish. And so to really have that true, authentic Italian meal, it should have fish, especially in the spring and summer. So, which does lead us to our next up right there. These are the croquette de bacala con patate. So, and what this was, codfish croquettes. So with a salsa verde, some oranges, a little bit of cucumber chopped up in there, light, fresh. You would expect it to be, greasy and heavy, but it was a little bit of potato and cod cooked into a croquette. Very, very coastal Italian, really just a wonderful dish. Lightly seasoned, really just wonderful.
Microgreens on top.
Oh, of course. Well, you cannot have anything at the Four Seasons that has not been properly presented. Everything was not just a feast for our bellies, but also a feast for our eyes.
I love microgreens.
Who doesn't? It's like tiny salad. I mean, really.
Even
Plus,
like,
they're actually much more nutritious.
I could see that.
So the final appetizer was, I think, my favorite. And this was the crudo di tonno con vinaigrette al lime y muguglio. I'm sure I slaughtered that, but I'll make it simple. It was a tuna crudo. This is, it almost looks like a carpaccio, but with tuna.
Yeah.
Limes, olive oils, pine nuts, radishes, yellow tomatoes, all chopped up into a wonderful sauce that just, it accented without overpowering the tuna beautifully. Lovely bed of spring lettuce and
Is it
spring
arugula?
greens.
Is
A
it
little bit of
looks like
arugula, a little bit of just, a spring mix.
Yeah.
So a little bit of muguglio in there. So it was just, this was absolutely my favorite. And this one truly proved that when you have good ingredients and you start with quality food, you don't have to do a lot to it.
Yeah.
So
It
those
looks
are
incredible.
these are the spring appetizers that they are featuring this year at Ravello. Absolutely, you can make a whole meal just out of those. But we didn't. It's Ravello. You can't go to Ravello and not try pizza and pasta. And
I think one thing that's important to note that a lot of people, I think, in America don't realize is that pizza and pasta are not main dishes. Like to us, we make a whole meal out of it. That's just like a small portion of the meal.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, it was a 4-course meal, and the pizza and pasta was the second course. So the pizza alle verdura y olive tagashi. I don't know. You're looking at the menu too. You're just going to let me go with it. This was a wonderful spring vegetable pizza. A little bit of tomato sauce, some amazing homemade mozzarella, bell peppers, spinach, garlic, olives, mushrooms, red onions, and of course, some fresh basil. So good, rich, just full of flavor. They did serve with a side of chili flakes and some of their homemade chili oil, but it was just fantastic. It didn't need anything at all. We really enjoyed this.
Really good.
And of course, it's homemade crust. It's everything you're going to get there is just, made from scratch, made with love. And it was really wonderful. And again, we're doing this family style. So they brought a whole pizza to us, and there's 4 of us going, okay, so we could have 2 pieces each. And and people did go back for seconds.
Oh, that's easy to do, like when you're at this restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Now, the next item that they brought out to us is actually a returning fan favorite. And I was very excited to see it on the menu. It is one of Park Hopper John's favorites. This was their risotto ibisi, or pea risotto. It was the very traditional cannellini rice, green peas, a little bit of pancetta, some Parmigiano Reggiano, some Bogotara, and just, a little bit of microgreens on top, cooked to perfection. A risotto is something that it's simple, but so many people can just mess it up. But it's so flavorful, again, very light, very welcoming. If you want that pasta in the spring, but you don't want something heavy, this is a perfect dish. And the little bit of salty crispiness to the pancetta was just an amazing accent. So yeah.
So are the peas like a sweet type pea, or
it's the sweet green peas, and that's what makes the sauce.
Nice.
Mhm.
The best kind.
Oh, absolutely.
Because a lot of people are gonna look at this and think like split pea soup kind of pea, and not that like sweeter pea.
Well, and even if split pea soup is done properly, but it is not yet. No, this is fresh, great. Oh, my sommelier has come back and is refilling my wine glass in case you all can hear that. So cheers.
I need somebody to refill mine. Well, I'm
Aww.
not quite there yet.
Well, that's why you have children. They're not quite there yet either, but so there was.
I'd have to worry if at 3 years old they were refilling my drink, we would have some problems.
Well, you could make a spare and put it in a sippy cup and say, hey, bring mommy a sippy cup. Yeah, Aljon's not going to let me hang out with you anymore.
Well, I do refer to wine as mommy juice.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That I know.
This is mommy's juice. That's your juice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, mommy and Aunt Sarah were having that conversation. So yes, we like our mommy juice.
Oh, yes.
So there was, before we get too far down the road, there was one more pasta dish. And I will have to say this was absolutely my favorite dish of the night until dessert. This was the rigatoni con pesto al balisco. Okay, it's a pesto rigatoni. Nothing can be that simple at Ravello. Chef Fabrizio would never just serve pesto rigatoni. This came on a bed of a Parmigiano Reggiano cream sauce, which honestly, I could have put it on a flip-flop and eaten that and would have been happy. But it was a basil pesto with roasted garlic, there's spinach, and this is a no-nut pesto. Everyone always thinks of pesto as having the pine nuts, if you've ever made pesto or you know what's in it. And this is actually a nut-free pesto. You don't miss anything from the flavor, and you still have that option to be able to have something that is nut-free. So it really was fantastic. Favorite dish of the night. I could have eaten 2 whole plates.
It looks incredible.
Oh, so good. Pasta, of course, is cooked perfectly. You have the pop of green with the spinach in addition to the basil, and then just that fantastic cream sauce as an accent. So
yeah, that's what I think. I would imagine that's kind of what makes the dish, is that little extra by having the cream sauce with that.
Like we said, you always have to have something extra when you're at Ravello.
The land down under has never been easier to reach. United Airlines has more flights between the U.S. and Australia than any other U.S. airline, so you can fly nonstop to destinations like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Explore dazzling cities, savor the very best of Aussie cuisine, and get up close and personal with the wildlife. Who doesn't want to hold a koala? Go to united.com/Australia to book your adventure.
Hi, and welcome to IKEA. How can I help?
Oh, my schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
Maybe it's time to embrace the joy of staying in. With comfortable beds, pillow and decor, mood lighting, and so much more, you can turn your bedroom into the place to be.
Oh, sounds like a dream.
We've got you. Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/sleep to create your dream bedroom today.
So this does lead us to the amazing, wonderful, yummy main dishes. So when you think of main dishes in an Italian restaurant, normally we think of spaghetti and meatballs, or here's your lasagna. No, Italian cuisine is so much broader than that. And to prove that, we started our main dish tour with a roasted branzino. If you're not familiar with branzino, it's a wonderful white fish. Head on.
You are not familiar with Branzino. You have not seen the movie Luca.
Very, very true.
That is that's like my second favorite Pixar movie. I love that movie.
I love that you pick one where he's looking away. So it was a wonderful full roasted fish. There was an orange herb relish, spinach, roasted bell peppers, Italian olives. There you go. And you can see that the oranges were actually cooked inside of the fish. You've got the relish over the top. It's on a bed of the spinach. There's actually olives in there as well, just cooked perfectly. I'm not going to lie. We all kind of looked at it and went, so who's going to cut into it first? So we all sort of dove in together. Again, this was served family style to us, which was just beautiful. And let's just say that nice little guy went home with his head and tail only. But, and I also love, oh, I'm sorry.
So explain to people what kind of fish branzino is.
White fish. I mean, that's about all. You're going to make me Google this. Or did you already?
Flaky or
so it's kind of in the middle of the really meaty and really flaky. So it did flake some, but it's not like where you would have, a cod that just sort of falls apart on you. This stayed together very well, but it wasn't so heavy. So, but it was a very light flavored fish. It was not that overpowered fishiness. You would normally expect you see this and you're going to smell it coming 5 minutes before you see it. Not at all. So again, beautifully cooked, not overwhelming by any stretch of the imagination. I think the only thing that could possibly turn people away from this, because it really it had a beautiful creamy flavor and it wasn't overpowering. The only thing that might turn people away is the head. Sorry.
I like, that doesn't bother me a bit.
No.
I've had whole fish before. I think the last time I ordered whole fish was at Chico, the cooking place.
Well, and again, it was such a fun group that it led to a conversation of who eats fish eyeballs. And then that went to, well, who eats cow tongue, and kind of the weird foods that some of us love, some of us have never tried, and some people said not on your life.
Awful.
Get a bunch of foodies together and you got to compare notes.
Yeah.
So, and keeping with that, many people have never tried duck. And we had a wonderful pan-seared duck breast with a ricotta nudi and eggplant funghetto. And honestly, the base of eggplant was, I think, my favorite part of this dish. The duck was wonderful. It was cooked perfectly. I've never truly been a duck person. It's good. It was very good. It did not knock my socks off, but if you like duck, it was beautifully cooked. It was perfectly seasoned. And you see the little things in the picture that look like scallops. That's what I thought they were. We all were trying to be very good about not reading our menus and just experiencing the food. That is actually a ricotta nudi. So they made these little ricotta dumplings. And it was a lovely partner to the very meaty, earthy duck. And then you've got this pop of, creamy tang, and then add that to the eggplant that was just, again, seasoned perfectly. I could have had just a bowl of the eggplant and I would have been so happy.
Yeah, the duck. There's just some things I don't eat, and one of them is duck.
Okay.
Also, being from Ohio, I grew up going to the lake with my grandparents all the time, and you fed the ducks. So to me, ducks are things you feed, not that you eat.
Understandable. but I'm not going to lie. I have petted my fair share of cows. I have looked into their big, beautiful
Oh.
brown eyes, and I was very happy when the next dish, the manzo, made its way onto the table. This is a 16-ounce prime ribeye coated with Fabrizio's secret rub. I think they served it to us about a medium. I'm normally a rare, medium rare person, but they do have to make sure that they're appealing to the masses. Served with grilled asparagus, roasted potatoes, and a just amazing Chianti sauce. It was a ribeye served on the bone, so that actually even added to the flavor. So good. Really was just perfectly cooked. Fabrizio's rub, one of the chefs came out and started to tell us what it was, and we sort of chided him a little, going, "Isn't that Fabrizio's secret rub?" And he goes, "Oh, I guess not so secret anymore." So, but it doesn't take a lot of steak sauce or extra salt or things like that if you season things properly. So good. Really just so good. This is for anybody who says they want something heartier, that is what you want.
Yeah, I prefer, if I'm going to eat someplace and get a steak, I
Mhm.
want it to be a steak that has been properly seasoned, properly cooked, has a lot of flavor, and
Mhm.
I don't have to put any kind of, like, to me, steak sauce is for like a cubed steak or something like that. You shouldn't need steak sauce with a steak.
No, and this was a fantastic cut of prime ribeye, just enough fat and marbling to keep it juicy and flavorful. Normally, I am a filet person. I just don't like the extra fat, so of course I'm going to cut around it.
Yeah.
But this was so good. I absolutely would go back just for this. So
It's a beautiful cut of meat.
it was. Now, I do want to say, and you have pictures of the bottles, but they did serve us a little bit of wine to go with our meals. So we had a white and a red to choose from. Of course, I took a half glass of each, just
I'm gonna
so
pull
that
up the
we
red
could practice
first.
with the pairing. So do you want to throw that out there?
Yes, I've got the red I'm going to show first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this was our steward for the night. This was very good. It was not the heaviest, fullest body red. It paired very nicely with the food because it wasn't overpowering
Varvara?
it to them.
Is that right?
Varvara, yes. So that was the red. And then there was also a white that was a nice light crisp, almost a hint of sweetness. And so, we were going to take full advantage of what was being offered so that we could just experience that full Ravello, yeah, I'll say it twice, experience.
Yeah.
Just immerse yourself in that full Ravello experience.
So
This was the Peropan, I think
Okay.
is how we pronounced it.
Yeah, I was trying to tell what that middle letter was, if it was a D or an O. Okay.
It's a no. If y'all
Which
can't
one did you
tell,
like better?
See, I am normally a red person, but I think for the environment, I really like the white.
Wow.
Now, my favorite cocktail of the night came with dessert. Do we want to talk about the cocktail or do we want to talk about dessert first?
Let's start with dessert first.
So, our amazing chefs brought out a fantastic trio of their homemade gelato. And it was mango, raspberry, and pistachio. And there's a lot of people that are like, ooh, pistachio. The woman sitting next to me, not a pistachio fan, does not like pistachio ice cream. She almost ate the whole bowl by herself, not even realizing. So, if you ever have the chance to go to Ravello and you want dessert and you're just not sure what you want, honestly, get some of the gelato. It is homemade. It's made right there. It's so good. It's so creamy. Kristen and I were talking earlier, trying to figure out what two fantastic desserts like soft serve, ice cream, sherbet, sorbet, what was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just listing, okay, which ones of these got together, had a baby, and it became gelato? No, none of them. Gelato was made by God himself.
It is just gelato is amazing.
And the
And I
flavors
typically
were
am a
perfect.
very, very raspberry. Like that's one of my go-to flavors is raspberry. But I do like a good pistachio dessert. And pistachio gelato, nothing's gonna beat that.
No. Well, and we actually had an opportunity to try a couple of different things. So near the end of the night, you could tell Chef Fabrizio was kind of winding down. He was relaxing a little bit. He was spending a little more time in the room with us. And he decided he wanted all of us to try, because we were asking about his limoncello, which he had served each of us a glass. Well, he also has a chocolate liqueur. It's not the chocolate limoncello, but he has a different chocolate liqueur. Brought around little bowls, poured a little bit in the bowl, and then pointed at the pistachio gelato and told us to mix it up. So we're trying pistachio gelato with some of the chocolate liqueur. There's another dessert. Yep. I think there's, if you go one more one way or the other, you could actually see it being poured. So that is the new resort manager. No, you're fine.
We'll go back.
I think
We'll
the
go back to
pictures got all mixed up. That is our new resort manager right there.
Right there in the center.
Yes. Sitting at the head of the table. We had a lovely time. He was very sweet. So glad to be there. So glad to see everyone just enjoying the night. So, all right, dessert. We then went on. Are you ready for the platter?
Yes.
We had the Ravello dessert platter. Tiramisu. Homemade Ravello tiramisu. Marsala espresso syrup, mascarpone cream, got a little coffee bean in there. So good. The Italian chocolate. I'm sorry.
It is amazing. I've had their tiramisu before.
I think there was even more coffee in it last night, which made me even happier. I just love it. Some places it's a little too dry, never at Ravello.
Oh yeah, you have to have plenty. Yeah, I don't like it dry at all. To me, that's not any good.
No. So to the left, or at least my left, beautiful chocolate cake. This is the Italian chocolate cake, 3 layers, 40% milk chocolate, cremo, raspberry gel, mascarpone whipped cream. So good, so rich. Honestly, one of my favorites. But nothing at Ravello beats out the stracciatella tortini cake. It is, I don't mean to dumb it down, but it is an Italian ice cream cake with a graham almond crust and espresso fudge sauce. So good.
Now I'm hungry. Even more hungry.
Well, come on down. We'll go to Ravello.
I don't know. And see, I don't know what I want to go with. I mean, it all looks so good.
I know what you want to go with. The one thing in those pictures that you haven't shown yet.
Oh, yes, but I got to show another shot of that dessert you love so much.
Like we said, we had multiple options to take pictures from a variety of angles. Yes.
It just looks so good.
Yes, please. And I like how they added, just a little bit of whimsy to it with the orange and green. So good. Now,
very nice.
Do you want to show these nice people your favorite thing at Ravello?
Yes, I am looking forward to this very moment.
I am wondering which one you're going to choose. So if you have the opportunity while she's looking for this to come down to go to Ravello, I highly suggest you make reservations. There you go. Chef Fabrizio's homemade limoncello. And you definitely want to get the limoncello flight. It allows you to choose, I think it's 3 of the variety of limoncello flavors. So he does berry. He actually has a chocolate limoncello, wide variety of
I believe there was a
options.
basil one last time I was there.
Oh, that is very possible.
And my favorite, hands down, is the limoncello cream.
Oh, so good.
Crema. Ah, yes. You could easily drink way, way too much of that.
You probably could, because it really does just taste like dessert. Honestly, I think you should get one of the raspberry sorbets, raspberry gelatos. I'm not
Yeah.
tired. Raspberry gelato, and pour your
Oh.
limoncello over it.
That would be good.
Anyway, so it really was. It was an amazing night. Kristen, thank you for trusting me with your, with your name there. And it just, thank you. And when you guys come down, we have to go.
Of course. I mean, it's one of my favorite places to go. And if you have not been before and you do not know Chef Fabrizio, if you see this guy walking around in the restaurant, that is Chef Fabrizio.
All right. What Chef Fabrizio? That's his limoncello. That is his limoncello starter. So he brought it around, let us all see it. What's funny is he is a huge fan of my husband. And so it was very cute. We started counting at some point. I think we were up to 9 times. He told me, next time you bring John. Yes, sir. Why didn't you bring John? I said, well, I didn't even tell you this last night. So I got there, mingling around. He comes out. I get a big hug. And he asked me where John is. And I said, well, the invitation was for one person. Oh, no. John could have come. I was like, that's very sweet. But no, no. Next time you call me directly, I get John in. I'm like, okay. Probably would have just left my husband at the bar. Yeah, right there looking at the homemade pasta. And yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
So if
It's very cool that he's very approachable, I think.
Beyond
Fabrizio. It's not, he's not like what you often think of with a chef, because chefs are kind of like similar to rock stars, kind of that they can different kind of people typically,
Well, and you can also think of them, a lot of times they're very intense and, almost larger than life. And Fabrizio is amazingly talented and so sweet and just so down to earth. And, he's like the guy next door. And you don't realize that he just has more talent in his pinky than most of us will ever have in our lives. So, and the fact that, he knows us, he recognizes us, he hugs us when we come in. We've seen him at other events around the Four Seasons and around Disney, and it's always, greets you with a hug and how are you? And so it's really just, he's a blessing to the Four Seasons. I hope they know how lucky they are they have him.
I'm glad that he is still there. They have had in recent years a lot of chefs leave or move positions or move to different Four Seasons hotels. So it's nice that he has been consistent from the beginning.
Yes. And he is the head chef over all of the restaurants at the Four Seasons. So he is not just over Ravello. So we were very blessed to have him there for as long as we did last night and to be able to have his attention. I will tell you, one thing I do want to point out for anybody who's listening and thinking about coming down here and being like, well, I have kids, or, I'm not that fancy. The Four Seasons and Ravello, yes, they are a step above, your regular, star resort. I'm trying to think of the, what's the sports and the music and yeah.
The all-stars.
The all-stars. There we go. Yeah, this is not an all-star resort by any stretch. But when you walk into Ravello, your family. 4 little girls, ages probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 up to maybe 13 walked in, and the 4 of them wanted to sit down and get food. Absolutely. They're there like, bathing suits, cut off shorts, little sweatshirts. They took them in, sat them down, treated them like they were any other 5-star guest. And it was just beautiful to see.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Chef Fabrizio is not born and raised here. He is a true Italian. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
born and raised in Italy, and he even received, I can't remember when, but I do remember he had received Italy's equivalent to like the James Beard Award,
Mm-hmm.
and he did not want to go. And so they actually paid for him to fly out there because it was that important to that group that he come and accept his award,
Mm-hmm.
which has a lot to say with how humble he is, but also how talented he is too.
Valvoline and Advanced Auto Parts have teamed up this summer to make sure that you're getting the ultimate protection. How? Valvoline full synthetic motor oils are specially engineered to provide 24 times stronger protection against engine-killing contaminants than the leading full synthetic. If you want to maximize the life of your engine, trust the ultimate protection. Trust Valvoline. Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil for only $32.99 at your local Advanced Auto Parts store today.
Since 1979, TireRack.com has been helping people find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. They sell only the best, like the full line of Continental tires. Test results, ratings, and reviews are there to assist. Or try the Tire Decision Guide to get a personalized tire recommendation. Tires ship fast and free to you or to one of over 10,000 recommended installers. In many areas, they offer mobile tire installation. Shop Continental tires at TireRack.com.
I do one of my favorite Chef Fabrizio stories. And I found the picture yesterday while we were sitting there eating. And so I showed him at the end of the night. In 2019, before the pandemic, before any of that craziness, my cousin and his wife and their second child hadn't been created yet. So their only child came down from New York, and they were coming down. They were spending a few days at Disney, and we took my little nephew over to Animal Kingdom and all of this, but they wanted to go out to eat somewhere just one night, someplace kind of nice, not in a park. Is there anywhere around? And we're like, we got something. And we took them to Ravello. And at first they were going, wait, we're going to a Four Seasons. We have a toddler. I'm like, yeah, no, it's okay. Got there, seated, we all ordered, we chatted. Chef came over and welcomed us because he saw we were over there. Goes away, we're just hanging out. Food comes. My little nephew had gotten a bowl of spaghetti. Seriously, I think it was the size of his head. We were like, there's no way he's going to eat this. Well, Chef comes back and he is talking to my nephew, little 2-year-old. He goes, oh, you eat all that, then you get dessert. I make sure you get dessert. And I was like, oh, I don't know if he's going to eat it. Okay. Connor heard, if I eat my spaghetti, which it's amazing spaghetti, I'm going to get dessert. So we're introducing Chef to my cousin and his wife, and we're just, chit-chatting a little bit. And all of a sudden everyone looks over. Connor's done. He's like, look, it's empty. I'm done. And Chef goes, okay, you get dessert. You come with me. Takes his hand and starts to lead him away from the table. My cousin's wife is like, what? Wait, what is going on? Jumps up and follows. I'm laughing. I get up and follow to take pictures. The guys are sitting at the table, and my cousin looks at my husband and goes, what is going on? He goes, trust me. This is, there's Mickey magic, and then there's Ravello magic. And Chef took my little nephew into the kitchen and started pointing out all the gelatos in the freezer and told him, okay, you pick what you want. Never mind. I give you one of each. Cousin's like, no. He gets 1 scoop. Okay, that's fine. You get 3 scoops. No. So he got his 1 scoop in a bowl. Like, the whole table ate off of this. He could not have been a happier child, and then Chef brought him back. And it was just, honestly, that had become a family core memory. Like, they talk about it every time we get together. They're like, what was that restaurant? So, and that just right there to me tells you who Chef Fabrizio is and the kind of experience that you and your family can have there.
And I think he draws from that. In Italy, everything is so much about family.
And he's a father.
And everybody like welcoming people into your home and
Mm-hmm.
food. And I think he carries that throughout that entire restaurant. All his team members follow through with that being welcoming, like you are walking in to like Nona's house, like you said, you know, and that whole be at home. You can get as dressed up as you want, or you can come in shorts and a t-shirt and you're just as good.
Absolutely. So, well, I hope we got you enough pictures and enough stories, enough details that are
Yes,
making
and I
you
want
want
to
to jump in the
share-
car and get down here.
That's all the time.
We got a room.
If my two would just follow directions, I would
No.
consider taking them down by
Have-
myself, but that can't happen because they both have to be on leashes.
Well, have you tried if you behave when we get there, you get gelato? I mean,
That won't even work.
oh, it's
That
an
kinda-
idea.
Yeah, positive reinforcement. Any reinforcement. Yeah, they're difficult, but I love them and I can't wait to take them because I know that they would just love the food there.
Oh, I'm sure your mom is sitting somewhere laughing, going, "Oh, your children are difficult? I wonder what that's like."
Oh no, my mom has told me many times, I just don't understand why she does that or why he does that. You never would have done that. All it would have taken was
You
this
have
to
your
make
mom
stop.
brainwashed.
Apparently, I was a very easy child. I just became difficult as I grew up.
All right, I'm talking to your mom on this one. I mean, because all I have is yours version of the story here, girl.
But I have one more photo to share, and that's of
Uh-oh.
you
Oh no.
and the resort manager.
Again, such a sweet man.
I
So-
look forward to getting to meet him.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that he was there, and that way people could meet him and get to know him.
So, and I was the dork taking selfies. You know, other people are there with 3 cameras and lighting rigs, and I'm out there with my phone, click, 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 which there were a few of us doing that. But, you know, so when somebody had offered to take the picture, I'm like, oh no, this will be much more fun. Kristen will love this. So yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So, yeah. And actually, if you have the one, I did get a picture of Chef Fabrizio with his limoncello bar. And that one I may have to frame and put up on the wall. See, I did the same thing at the dinner that I did tonight. I was dressing in my spring dress. Got my flowers, got my Disney flowers.
Here we go.
Did you find it?
I love the flowers. I love the flower ears. Perfect for spring.
So, and the menu
how many
is
ears
right there.
Do you have?
A lot.
Could you estimate how many?
30, 35?
Okay.
Maybe?
Because I swear every time I see you, it's like a different pair.
Normally it is. So, okay. I just realized that we do have a list of his homemade limoncello flavors.
Okay.
There is limoncello. There is crema de limoncello, grape,
My favorite.
orange mint, basil, says Beercerin. I'm not sure what that is. Cointreau and cranberry.
Spell it.
It looks like it's Bicerin.
I don't know.
Bicerin.
I'll have to look that up.
It says it's Adrian. That would be that is the chocolate and coffee. It's Beercerin is a traditional hot drink native to Italy, made of espresso, drinking chocolate, and milk.
That sounds good.
It sounds like a mocha, and I could go for one right now.
Me too.
Now, there was something else last night. We got a little thank you for coming gift. Do we want to open this?
Sure. Let's see what's in it.
All right. clearing a path. So we had a lovely little bag, little Four Seasons bag, and
Nice. That is awesome.
a spoon. Okay, it's all tied in here. We really didn't, it was, all right, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna do this together. Which means, oh, there we go. Spoon.
I do like that. That's cool.
Maybe this would help with the kids. I'm kidding. Do not start beating your children with a wooden spoon.
I'm pretty sure that still wouldn't work.
All right, trying to untie it here, y'all. We have paper. Oh, you're gonna kill me.
Oh my gosh.
Little tag, Fabrizio's homemade limoncello.
Can I have the tag for it?
All right, we have a bottle of, their favorite extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, nice.
A little box of truffles. And a homemade lemon cookie.
Ooh, nice. I do
So-
like lemon cookies. Oh, that's
So
cute.
yes. So it
I
might just be a
like that.
sugar cookie with lemon on it, but I'm guessing, knowing them, it's probably maybe a little bit of lemon
Lemon.
icing or something, but
Uh-huh. Wow, that's nice. I like all that. That's really cool.
and it's yeah.
That is awesome.
Wait,
I
got it?
I love little goodie bags of things to take home.
All right, just for you.
Now, if there's just,
Cheers.
I wish there was smell-o-vision.
Mm. So again, I had not opened this. I didn't look. We only knew about the spoon. My husband is going to freak out when I take that out there. This can be my sample for when I make mine of what it's supposed to taste like. If it lasts that long.
Save a little bit.
I may have to go make a
Maybe you have to make an ice cube of it. So that way you don't eat it. Like your little frozen bit. I can't drink it. It's frozen.
Oh, sweetie. There's enough alcohol. It ain't freezing.
Freezing.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah. So there we go. So that was the experience for the
Very
spring
nice.
menu at Ravello.
Well, I cannot wait to try it. It sounds and looks amazing.
Mhm. Well, I can't wait for you to come down. So, all right.
I
Was there
can't wait to
anything
come
else
down
we needed
either.
to talk about on that? Or did
I
that?
think that covers everything.
And then
See?
some.
I'm so jealous. You have limoncello. My favorite limoncello.
Come down. If you
Next
get
time
here
I-
before I drink it all, you can have the rest.
Yeah, if I didn't have kids, I'd be like,
Blame the children.
You're busy working. You've been busy for like the past week. I've hardly seen you. I'm leaving. I'm taking myself a mini vacation that I need.
Okay, if you, or you both come and you just drop the kids here and you and your husband go to Disney. We've got stuffed
don't-
animals and puppies and puzzles. What, we got it.
They're a handful.
Every parent listening to this is like, oh, that girl does not know what she's saying. Mhm.
That I don't know what I'm saying or you don't.
No, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't know what kind of trouble you're in for with fight too.
You know what? I would relish the
You-
chance to see just to give you that break.
You know, in your old house, how you had that like rail? Because there was kind of like
Yeah.
the second floor. Okay. You would have found her on the other side of the rail.
Good thing I have a one-story house now.
She's a little daredevil. and
monkey.
She has both of them are. He fell from the cat tree recently. And the cat tree is like a 6-foot cat tree. No, he was not up at the top. No.
Careful, you're recording this.
I
Can
know
be
that's
used
what I'm
against
saying.
you in
He
a
was
court of
not,
law.
he was not, like I said, he was not at the top of the cat tree. I don't think if he got to the top of the cat tree that it would hold him. Luckily, as it gets towards the top, they get smaller.
Uh-huh.
So the top only sits one cat, and it's got, like the little small bed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny because you'll see Loki up there sleeping, and then Thor's like, I want to be up there, and he'll kick Loki out. I'm like, poor Loki. He
Poor
just
baby.
gets pushed out.
All right. Well, what else is anything else I can answer?
No, I think we covered everything. Thank you so much, Sid, for going on my behalf. As you know, you and John are always my go-to people for these delicious food things.
We are here to serve. I mean, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Well, it's first of all, you have to find somebody that is going to present themselves in a good light, because you don't want somebody going and then them coming back.
Oh, wait, but you sent me.
Do you realize that you sent us a drunk, kind of thing?
Oh, is that how it's going to be? All righty then.
You need somebody who knows food and drink, and both you and John know both those things well.
Well, thank you.
I mean, that's always kind of like our thing before the kids was always, where are we going to eat? Where are we going to drink?
Mm-hmm.
And we socialize all around that. We'd make perfect Europeans.
All right. Well, how can I help
on
you?
that note,
I was like,
thanks so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you enjoy what we do and you would like to support the show, you can do so by becoming a sponsor on Spotify, or you can shop our links. We've got Amazon, Disney Store, Garden Grocer, and Kingdom Stroller. You can find them on diningatdisney.com or in the show notes below. As far as Dining at Disney, you can find us on all of the social media platforms that you enjoy. We are, though, most active on Facebook. We've got a large Facebook group that you can join, as well as Instagram, because who doesn't love food photos?
absolutely.
And if you enjoy this podcast, you can also check out our other podcasts. We have Skull Rock Podcast that is hosted with Aljon and Dave Bossert, as well as Eat the Pictures. It is Kat's bite-sized podcast all about food in movies. And you can follow her at Catastrophe, CAT_ASTROPHE.
There you go. Well, and you can find me. Actually, we have gotten a little bit away from the Disney side.
I know,
but
you've got some
since
good stuff going on.
We are talking about fun and alcohol. You can actually find me and my partner in crime, John, out at Mash and Ash. So most active on actually on TikTok. We do bourbon and cigar reviews. So come check us out, but we are also just about everywhere else. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on all of it, but most of our videos are actually on TikTok. So yeah, Mash and Ash for the bourbon and the cigars.
Did you ever get anything in the mail on a semi-regular basis that had to do with either of those things?
Is there some? Well, if we do, John gets it. So is there something I should have been on the lookout for?
Did you get any surprise magazines you weren't expecting?
I don't know. I will have to ask my husband.
There should have been
What did you do?
I sent magazines to you guys on whiskey and cigars.
Okay, you're going to have to send me a list of what I should have been looking for. He probably thought he got on lists somewhere and didn't even think about it.
Did he? Yep. That's how yeah. I was just wondering, because Yeah.
Wait, was Cigar Aficionado one of them, or did
Yes,
he do
it
that?
is.
I don't think he knew how he got on that.
And then whiskey, is it whiskey at advocacy? Is that the name of it?
Whiskey Advocate?
Yes.
Oh, you're funny.
Yeah, it was a nice little
You're a
surprise.
bad influence. Well, now I don't know what's.
Bless you.
Welcome
It's
to
those
spring in
flowers.
Florida. There's enough pollen around here to kill small farm animals.
Oh, that's true here too.
All right. Now we have had rain and even hail this week. So,
Ooh.
oh yeah, I'll send you the video.
Bless you. Well,
I'm
guys,
trying to go through my.
again, thank you so much for listening. Until next time, I've been Kristen. That has been Kat. Bon appetit.